week's lick is from this insane solo by Marc Russo, who's all up there in the orbit playing Altissimos. So the lick I chose is one, the tune is built up in 2 key centers, more or less. For alto saxophone, it's G to E major. They go back and forward like every 8 bars, which has a kind of modulation every time they go to a new section, so it's really refreshing. And I think Marc Russo has one transition he makes with a little melody, and he makes it sound so nice, so smooth. You don't even hear, if you're not really paying attention, you don't hear that there is actually quite big modulation going on there. So let's listen once to that lick. Okay, so let's go and let's see what he's doing there to make it sound as smooth as it sounds. And yes, I'm a little bit behind him because it's really insane how he plays all those 16 notes so quickly up there in the Altissimo. It's because I think he's rather classical trained in the way he plays up there. He has a classical phrasing, he does a lot of ta ha ta 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 ha ta ta, and a lot of articulation sometimes on every note. So that's a real classical thing, I think. And you can hear him say that, by the way, in one of his interviews. It's here on YouTube. It's with Cannibal saxophones. It's quite interesting. He says he did quite some classical tunes to get his chops up there. So yeah, you can definitely hear that, and we jazz players are mostly technically really sloppy. So I have to work on that a bit more. But now let's look into the note choice, and that's really interesting. Let's break it down, let's play it kinda slower. Okay, I have to set one thing straight already. Yes, there is a little mistake. Take a look at bar 22 it is, and there the 4th note I wrote, but it's not an F sharp, it's a G. Okay, so correct that. So you can see him clearly outline that G chord there. We are still in G, so he plays the big notes of G triad. He plays a B, D, a G. They are all in there. It's kind of a G6 with the E in there also, and ending on the 9. But it's all very diatonic in G. Then you see a C major 7, and he outlines that too with starting on that C. And I like the big jump he puts in. You can see him make groups of 3 there actually. So he has a habit of putting his right hand down, of making groupings of 3. Now he plays it with a real low C, where this fingering actually is designed for. And sometimes he also does it because it creates that overtone which comes later in the line. So let's do that slowly. You hear that? Da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. That's the rhythmic that you're hearing. So he's actually playing very percussive in the right hand. He's doing actually the same thing. Let's do that once again. So he's actually a drummer on his saxophone there. And then he goes up into the Altissimo very nicely, also in a G pentatonic style. And then he also uses the C, and then he resolves on the E chord on the common note between the 2 key centers. So the B was the 3rd of the G, and then the B is the 5th of the E. So that's already nice. And then he plays, to make sure we are in the new key, and to make that very clear, the 3rd and the 1. So just the triads from the 5th down. And then, that's what I like the most, what he does there. He takes the same notes, or kinda the same notes he had in the bar before the modulation. I'll play them in a normal octave. And there he starts. So again, this G, A, B, C, B, those notes he works around first in G, and now we are in the second bar of E, and he takes the same notes, but he adjusts them to their right key with a G sharp this time, and then also a C sharp if he comes along. So I think that's one of the nicest places in this solo because of his smoothness there. So guys, that was the lick of the week. I hope you can see that connection, and you can see also those groupings of 3 he does there. And all the accents are actually a slap on the C with his right hand. So guys, I hope you found this interesting. Let me know what you think, and I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you do that very high Altissimo? Yeah, well, because it's really hard. And can I do it? I'm not sure. I never really practiced up there. The normal people probably just practice to a D or maybe eventually a E to really use it. And of course, Marc Russo is out of this place. So I did practice it a little bit, fooling around, but never in the scale. So let me try how far I get. So, see you next time, and next leg of the week, that's Timothy, and then I'm back with another one. See you guys!